Tallinn, Estonia.
Correct.
And Estonia is not America.
No.
So you are a foreign missions missionary.
I felt called to foreign missions since I was 10.
Really?
But I've never really felt called to a certain people group. I've just felt called to people. So I just wanted, and at that point in my life, I was 62 when I got to go. I preferred that it wouldn't be the tropics because I don't like heat. I don't do well when it's really, really hot.
You hear so many people say, oh, we're just suffering for the Lord in Hawaii, but that wouldn't have been a dream for you.
No, it would not have been wonderful for me. So Tallinn is perfect because it's the same latitude as my favorite place in Alaska. And Alaska would have always been home before I went, before my kids all were here.
Wrangle a moose and ride a moose or anything?
Had moose in my yard often and bears.
That'd be kind of cool. As long as you're ready for them.
It was very cool. Yeah. We had one on our back porch and our dog didn't even care. She just laid down on the other side of the door.
Really?
Not a very good guard dog.
At 10 years old, you had a passion for missions. You ended up pastoring for, I think you said 25 years in various places. How has been getting on the mission field been different than pastoring?
Oh, sometimes when you feel like you've had this little dream planted deep in your heart that you want to do someday, and the older I got, the harder it seemed to get there. To be a foreign missionary, you had to have been a senior lead pastor for 2 years before you could even go become a missionary.
I remember those days.
Then you could only have 2 kids, then you could have 3 kids. And when we had finally pastored for 2 years and we looked into it again, I found out I was pregnant with my 4th, and so we weren't qualified to go. Don Ross is the one that I was in a difficult spot in my life. My husband had left, and so I was trying to figure out if I was even qualified to be in ministry anymore. He and Brenda and I were on a trip somewhere, and he asked me if I felt like what I was doing in my local church and my job were fulfilling God's call in my life. And I didn't hesitate, and I said no, but I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I can do on my own. And he said, well, if there were no restrictions, anything, where would you be? And I said, somewhere on the foreign field. And the very next day, he set me up with an appointment for Dave Cole, and within the year, I was in Tallinn, Estonia.
What would you say to somebody that has had a dream in their heart, but life and circumstances and so forth have shut it out, and they're wondering, well, hey, maybe I should just be happy being done, being retired, being a grandmother or grandfather or whatever?
Going through and trying to get to that point, there were a lot of times I wanted to give up and just say, I wanted to live my dreams vicariously through my children. They're serving God, they're doing amazing things. It's like, I don't have to be out there doing that, but that's still not the dream God gave me in my heart.
Right.
And so all my children were very good. They really pushed me to pursue my dreams and to be who God wanted me to be, and not just to settle. I love what I'm doing. I love working with Jesus in Tallinn.
I can tell that.